I guess I could do the work on the like my question was based on something that I want to do the work on, but I'm not really sure if that's the specific thought that I want to question. And as you were saying that, I was thinking about like the connected thoughts to that, and I think I found one. The situation is I'm in a basketball team and I've been thinking about quitting for quite a while because there's like a recurrent situation that keeps happening, and it's like it's the work has helped a lot with it and like to soften it, but some parts of it, it attacks again, and like it stresses me out a lot again, and I kind of like want to break out of that situation. So I was, as you were talking, I was thinking about I don't want to be loyal to him. And I think I'm finding that reason behind I always like to finish what I start. And like that for me is like finish a tournament or finish with the team until it's done or something related to that. So I think that's what I want to do the work on in terms of me wanting to quit and actually finding or exploring a little bit more of the reasons why I'm not able to do it for now.
Okay. Okay. So say more about that. There might be some more brainstorming here. Like say more about what are the thoughts like about loyalty and finishing what you start? What are the stressful thoughts that are making it what are the thoughts that are making this stressful for you?
So I think it's the fact of me like actually seeing it from the other side and thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to quit and I don't want to play with them anymore. I don't want to play for him anymore and do any of that. But I feel like I already made a commitment, and with myself, I have that commitment too. So I'm kind of like extending that a little bit more and putting myself in worse situations than what it should have been because I feel that I'm committed to that and committed to him because I
Mhm.
said, oh, you know what? Yes, I'll play for you and I'll do that. But then I'm thinking about it as you said that. So I'm like, that could be a good one to explore.
Okay.
And that's where the
Yeah.
loyalty thing comes from, I think.
Okay. So the thought something like I'm committed to him or something like that.
It will be more of kind of like I want to break that commitment with him.
Okay.
And there's the struggle with me because I'm not like that. So that's,
And okay, so I want to break that commitment, and I'm almost hearing like I can't break that commitment at the same time.
yeah.
Um, so both of those are two different sides of the same situation. Which one feels like it's the one that's causing the most stress right now?
I think the one that you just mentioned, I can't break that commitment.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So is it true you can't break that commitment?
Yes. I'm a 60% yes.
Okay. I like the percentages. So can you absolutely know it's true? You can't break that commitment.
Nope.
How do you react? What happens when you believe that you can't break that commitment, but you want to?
I feel heavier. I start sweating a little bit just thinking about it. I feel the pressure of doing it to just to keep my word because I said I will do it. So I feel that pressure of like just having to do it because of that. I feel tension in my neck. I feel how I'm going to be more stressed because that's what I've seen so far. that it just gets more stressful and worse every time. And there's like a bad energy going on, and I just keep seeing that. I see that I'm not going to have the will to play basketball anymore. It's like that's kind of like being taken away from me a little bit, where to the point where I don't want to do it. And I feel like I'll be in that situation over and over again, and that's like I try to carry all that already, knowing that it will happen today or tomorrow or whenever there's the next game will be. I feel trapped. I think that's the key word.
And when you look back on when you gave your word, what are the images you see when you think, I can't break that commitment?
I see that I was being honest. Like I did it with the best intention. And I've always tried to put the best effort to do it. And I'm not seeing like the same return. Like I'm seeing like myself as the one invested in it, but the person involved is not it's not doing it at all. It's like not important. So feels like I'm let down because of that a little bit too. Because I'm like feel like I'm forced to fulfill that commitment, and the other person is just like not seeing it that way at all.
Do you see any other images of commitments in the past when you think, I can't break that commitment?
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of images of some things that I was like really close to finish, and for one way or another, I couldn't make it. So that kind of like gets me right there. So it's like I'm forcing myself, oh, I have to do it because I couldn't make it at that time, or I didn't have the opportunity to do it. So I have to take this and make the best out of it, even though it's painful or it's stressful or anything. So I compare that to those moments in the past where I was like that close, or I couldn't even try, or I mean, try, but I was not given the chance. So I compare it to this time where I was given the chance, and I'm like kind of like thinking about not continuing. So,
Yeah. So who would you be without the thought, I can't break that commitment?
I definitely feel lighter. And it's interesting because I see that he already broke that commitment. So it
Hmm.
makes it like if he broke it, I can break it too. And that'll be an equal value kind of like in a
Interesting.
way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you see specifically there?
Yeah, I'm seeing that my commitment is more with myself and not so much with him. So it looks like I was going to like completely one corner and one side, just, oh, I'm committed. So I have to go through whatever because I made that commitment, but that's not true. I'm seeing that I can't think about it if I want to stay or not. And there's like more options right there.
Mm.
Just the option of seeing if I can continue or not, that's a huge difference because before it was like, I have to continue because I made that commitment. So that definitely makes me feel a lot lighter just by having that choice. And at the end, it's true. It is my choice. If I just make that decision and stop going, then nobody's going to force me to go there and play. So it's a real it's a real option right there.
The basketball police are coming.
Right. And it's true, like nobody's paying anything for it. It's like we're doing it for fun. So I'm just making that more serious perhaps than what it should have been in terms of that commitment. So I can see that as well. Hmm.
So turn the thought around. I can't break that commitment.
I can break it. And I can see it, just like I said, if I don't take it that seriously as a commitment of just like a game commitment, just like a regular commitment that has a lot less weight to it, I can just say, no, I don't want to keep going, and that'll be fine. There are no, the only relationship we have is basketball wise. So I can break it because there's nothing that will be involved in any other part of my life anyway. So it's not that it depends on my job or something like that, where it would make me think a little bit more.
And how's it okay, even though you gave your word, that you could break that commitment?
Hmm. Because the situation is completely different to what it was before. So that's okay too. I made the commitment when the situation was completely different. There were not that many players that could play and things like that. Now there are a lot of players. So if I leave, then there's not going to be
Hmm.
much going on. They'll just put the next one in and that's it. No, actually, not a big deal.
Wow, that's really interesting. Your commitment was there to keep the team going so that if you so that you wouldn't leave, at least you'd be able to keep playing.
Hmm.
Interesting. So that's not
Yeah.
needed now. In a way, you fulfilled that commitment to keep the
Right.
team going, and now it can keep going on its own if you don't want to continue.
That's true.
Any other examples for you why you can break that commitment, um, or you could break that commitment? Why it's okay if you break that commitment for you personally inside?
It'll be okay because that will be being honest with myself. Because I can see how I'm forcing myself almost to go sometimes. And then I come back and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have gone or something like that. So in a way, I'm not being honest and I'm forcing myself to do it. So it will be okay to say no and just stop that and actually focus on playing maybe on a different team or playing by myself that I've done. So I see more options, and that's okay.
Okay. So is there another turnaround? I can't break that commitment.
My mind can break that commitment,
Okay.
and I can see how as I say this, it's pulling me like if I had like the police, basketball police on top of me, just saying like, "Oh no, 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 you can't quit. You have to stay here."
Right.
Right? It's like saying, "Oh, but once you give your word, then you're just committed and you have to follow it because that's how you know, that's how you work, and that's what is right." So
That's
it's
the thinking, right? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I recognize
Right.
that. Yeah.
And then because the mind thinks that if I'll do, I'll be just the portrait of what everybody says. Oh, you're quitting. So you're quitting because you can't handle it or something like that, or you're soft or things like that are said in sports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in a way, I feel like trying to protect me in a way, my mind, like trying to not see me like that. So it's trying to pull me right there and stay there, even though I'm having those stress moments and all that stuff. So I can see it.
How about another turnaround? I can't break that commitment to myself. Or I can't break the commitment to myself.
Hmm. Right. Because in a way, I think maybe if I quit, then I'll stop working out or doing exercise. And that's the one thing that forces me to do it. So maybe I'm thinking it that way of not doing it because I'm afraid that I'll fall into that and don't do any exercise at all, just focus on other things and that's it, which I know
Mm-hmm.
it's important. So
Mm-hmm.
makes a lot of sense.
How's it possible that even if you break the commitment to the team or to your coach, that you won't necessarily break your commitment to you?
Because I can still play. I can do it just working out or on a different team, and that's okay. And then, just like I said, it's not that it's going to hurt them anymore as it did before when there was not enough players to play a single game. So that's okay. And then perhaps the energy will be different too. So that will be okay.
Hmm.
And that will be benefiting me and as well as them in that regard.
What do you think is your commitment to yourself in this situation?
I think it's following that yes that I said, I'll be committed and I'll play for you. So it's just like follow through on that and just like I'll play for you. So if I break that, then it's when I start feeling like, if I said no, then I'll be breaking my commitment.
So, is there any way of seeing, even if you say no, that you won't be breaking your commitment to you? I don't know if it's possible, but that's the turnaround.
Because that won't be, I think I said yes to basketball and not him specifically. Like we're talking about basketball. So even though I said no to him, I'm not saying no to basketball anymore. I can still play anywhere.
Hmm.
So I won't be breaking that commitment with myself.
Cool.
Really cool.
All right. Well, thank you. Um,
Thank you.
yeah. So it's interesting, we started that discussion with different um, finding the stressful thoughts. And what I like to do, and we kind of did this at the beginning, is to just brainstorm a little more, keep brainstorming until I'm more clear. This is the stressful thought I want to question. And when I make just brainstorm and just write a bunch of stressful thoughts, then I don't have any pressure to find the perfect one.
Mm.
Then I can review what I wrote down and then pick the closest one that I can see from the list. And that's an approach I use a lot with my clients and with myself as well. Just takes the pressure off. Like it's like with writing, there's two phases to writing. One is just writing, get it out. And the other is editing, choosing what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And they're two different parts of the brain. So if I'm trying to edit while I'm trying to get it out, it can get in the way. So sometimes you just have to get a whole bunch of thoughts and then just pick one and go from there.